Welcome back, scorers. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got an amazing guest, a great guest of a hooper, activist, polis, just a great representation of the Black culture, the Black community. I'm honored to interview him, especially in a month like this where it's Black History Month. But for us, it should be Black History forever. Well, we're gonna probably get into all that. Please welcome Joshua Dawes. What's up, big dog?
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me. As I was saying earlier, I love the program. Happy to be on. Happy to chat with you.
Yes, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, so I was doing some research and you from Chicago, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you
Born
and
and
you
raised.
bounced around a little bit when it comes to basketball, right? Like I know you did, was it prep school? Was it Taft Prep School?
No, yeah, Taft was my high
Oh,
school,
high school,
and
okay.
then I went JUCO.
You went to like a
Um,
couple different JUCOs though.
I went to two JUCOs, one in Southeastern Iowa, and then Triton. And then from there, I went to South Dakota.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I want to get into that because I don't think a lot of people know that you got a extensive basketball background. But how did you get to South Dakota of all places? And how was that?
Yeah,
Was that a culture shock for you? Have you ever been there before? Or like,
it wasn't a culture shock because my JUCO was in Iowa.
okay,
And so that was kind of the culture shock. Like it was in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, Burlington, Iowa, West Burlington, Iowa. So it was like we had one, anybody who went JUCO, they'll tell you, it's a
I
grind.
went
Like,
JUCO. Yeah, I've been there.
yeah, yeah, it's a
I've been
grind.
there.
We had one grocery store. We had a Walmart,
Yep,
and we were just in the
Universal
middle of
Walmart.
and we was in the middle of like a white ass state, just a bunch of no sidewalks. So that was the moment. And then I would actually say at the University South Dakota, the campus was a lot more like it was better than Iowa. Like I'll tell you that much. It was
Right.
less of a culture shock. There was more kids from other places. You had the football team and stuff. So it wasn't that bad.
No, but how was your basketball experience? Because I saw that you played, but you didn't play a lot. But were you injured? Because I mean, you could hoop.
Yeah, no, my freshman year, we were really sophomore heavy. We only had two freshmen on the team.
Uh-huh.
And so I played point. I was a big point guard. Our starting point guard, actually, people probably might know him on the program. He goes by Jay Smooth.
Jay Smooth. Okay.
He yeah, he be hooping in the
J- I
they
mean,
do like the one-on-ones.
Yeah, Jay Smooth sound familiar, but everyone since I've played basketball my whole life, there's always a Smooth somewhere. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like I don't
Well, he
like
be
how
going viral. Like I don't know what he does now. I know he played overseas, but he be having a bunch of viral clips. But he was a good player. He was JUCO All American. He went to Duquesne, and then our two went to Bradley. And so we had a stacked team. My junior, I didn't, or my freshman year, I didn't play very much. I
Mhm.
wasn't I wasn't injured at all. And then I transferred to Triton, and we were the number one JUCO in the nation, and that's where I started there. We and led them to a national championship, but we lost in the national championship game.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And so your background, well, people know you for um your contribution to the Black community and speaking out for us or whatnot, but they don't know what inspired you to play basketball. And I want to know that, man. What inspired you to play basketball? Like who put the basketball in your hand? Like do you remember that story?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I come from a basketball family. It's funny you say people know me for the politics and the political communications. The basketball led me to that. It
Mm.
was bad. It was very much so basketball first. My pops, he played at Western Michigan. And then my uncles, I had a couple of uncles that played Division One basketball. So it was like from day one, we were all just it was always basketball. My mom and my dad, like that's how they met. Like
Really?
they bonded over they both loved basketball. And
Oh,
so they didn't make nothing but hoopers. Three out of four of us went D1. My older brother, he went to St. Francis, Brooklyn. And then my youngest brother, actually, he went D2. He went to a school in New Mexico. But
so
we
y'all
all play
all
college
hoopers.
basketball. Yeah, we all play
Yeah.
basketball. Yeah.
Damn, man, that's what's up. I didn't know you came from a basketball background. Do you have any regrets of your basketball, like your college career at all?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot of regrets. Yeah. I think coming out of high school, I was very, very head set on going D1. I skipped my junior year academically. I could have graduated high school in 3 years. I stayed my last year just to hoop because I didn't have any D1 offers. I only had D2s.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how it is when you're young. I'm D1. Like you trying
Everybody
to,
trying to
you want
NBA.
to, you want to, yeah, yeah. At the very least, D1. And I didn't have any. No, I had one. I had Chicago State, and I had Eastern Illinois,
Right.
and I just was like, nah, these aren't. Chicago State was terrible, and Eastern Illinois was like they were very guard heavy,
Yeah, Eastern
and
Illinois. Yeah, I
so
remember Eastern Illinois. One of my friends went
yeah,
there.
yeah, that whole program was in turmoil during that time period too. So, um, but yeah, no, I mean, I coming out of high school, I was very. So you asked about my regrets. I think, if I would have, I love the University of South Dakota. I'm very glad for that opportunity. I don't think I fit very well in their system.
Oh,
I
I got
was,
you.
I played pretty fast. They played pretty slow. I was up and down. I was a big guard. The coach didn't really, I don't know why they recruited me to be there if they knew I was a big guard, but
Right.
they didn't like the big guard thing. They tried to put me at the 3 to 4. So I think I would have gone to another program if I could do it all over again. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of young players don't understand that. Like they don't understand the part where you could pick a school, they like you, I mean they just want you on the team, but they have the plans on changing your game. They got a lot of
Yeah.
plans on changing the way you play, and then next thing you know, you become this all state or you was this all state in high school, and you're over there and you're on the bench and your family looking at the TV like, yo, what's going on? What's
It's difficult, especially because like everybody at that level, like I'd never come off the bench before, for
mm,
real. Like you get to the college level, and it's the first time you're not the man on your team,
mm,
and
facts.
it's a new experience. You got to stay warm over there on the corner on the bench. Like, you gotta like I got a lot of my rhythm from having the ball in my hands. They put me on the wing sometimes. I'm not touching the ball as much. I still got to get it up. I still got to knock it down. It was a different experience for
Hmm.
sure.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What now? The new thing today, well, the thing that's going on in the basketball community is players going to the pro and then coming back to college, right? Now, given your history, you did the whole high school, you've been a JUCO. I know the grind at JUCO. Then you got your 4 year, then you battling with your 4 year school. How you feel about the new rules now? How would you feel if an NBA player came to South Dakota on your senior year?
You know what? I'm really torn about it. I want to know your thoughts
I
for real,
yeah.
because you have a like this is the type of question I'd be searching the Score Society page to get an answer to. I'm torn. Part of me says like these kids don't have a ton of leverage, and I've seen so many players get caught. People are complaining about the NIL stuff. I'm like, that's the least of which they're owed. The way that these industries are completely shouldered on their talent.
Right.
And I'm sure you work with kids. You see so many kids that at the end of the day they can hoop. Maybe they went freshman year, left too early. Now they're the third, fourth, bouncing back from the G, and they end up in the mix. And the saddest thing is that you could really hoop for real, but now you in the sauce. Like you
Right.
going overseas. Like, are you coming back? And like going back to college would be a nice little place for them to land and make sure that they can still make money off their talent.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, it's like, man, you having 27, 28. I saw Calipari was going crazy about it. It's
Yeah, it
like you
was.
got these 18-year-olds that are developing,
Right.
and they need opportunities to go out, make mistakes, build their confidence. It's
Yeah.
rough. I'm in the middle. I'm
Uh,
still figuring out
I, you,
where I am.
I'm kind of I'm in the middle as well, but I think they just need to have more rules, like more strict rules. I don't think you should be able to play in an NBA game. Like if you was in an
Mm,
NBA, if you played in an NBA game, I don't think you like, especially if you score some points. Like I think it should be a point
yeah.
thing too. Like if you score
Okay.
more than 6 points in an NBA game, you shouldn't be able to play. You shouldn't be able to come back. I also
Okay.
think it should be a time limit involved. Like just because you have a year of eligibility, don't mean you could take 3, 4 years off and just come back. I think it should be
Right.
like 2 years or 2 years at max. I get things happen. You know what I mean? Um, then, I don't mind them going, I don't mind it too much because I look at it like, well, the players behind them have the same opportunity to do it. Like the
Yeah.
18-year-old still had the same opportunity to say, hey, okay, cool, well, I'm gonna just redshirt. But I remember
Right.
when coach asked me to redshirt, and I was just too anxious. Like I was not waiting another year. I was like, no, bro. I think I was 20. I was 20, and they was like, yo, we got a lot of guards. Next year is going to be your year if you just hold off. And I was like, nah, I'm getting old. I'm 20 already. I'm about to be 21 in the summer. Can't do it. Now, I mean, now guys is 25, 26. I think it takes away from college though, like the excitement of college, right? Like when you have a Cooper Flag who's like 17 for Duke, that's exciting. When you
Yeah.
have a Carmelo Anthony who come in as a freshman, then win a championship as a freshman at like
Hmm.
19, that's exciting. But to see a
Yeah.
26-year-old win a championship, it's like, all right, you're not going
Yeah.
down in one of the greatest college players than ever.
No, I
Um,
feel that. I feel that. Do you see Teague's take on it?
I
Jeff
did
Teague?
not. No, I did not.
He was like, and I want to know your thoughts on this because it was an angle that I'm like, man, this might make sense. He was like, man, y'all say y'all want to hoop, but he's like, beat them out. You say you trying to go to the league, you gonna go against him in the league
I agree. I
anyway,
agree.
right?
I agree.
I'm like, yo, this is it is a competitive sport. Like
Very
I
competitive.
have been on the bad end of that competition many times, and so I resonate with that perspective as well too. But yeah, I like the time limit thing. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's another thing too, which is just to piggyback what you say about Jeff Teague. Like kids now, y'all gotta play against older people again. Like when we was growing up, I was 16 years old. We was playing against 25-year-olds, 24-year-olds. That's where we found our toughness. So now you gotta go
Mm-hmm.
back outside, or maybe you gotta go to a gym where the older guys is playing and get ready.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it could coexist, but they do need like some type of rules. Like, come on now, I think Ace Bailey is now. He played for the UCLA. He was drafted to Charlotte Hornets, and now he's looking at Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon is looking at him.
I'm
Amari
surprised.
Bailey, not is Amari Bailey. Excuse me.
I'm surprised they don't just go right to maybe the high major programs don't want
Want
to
him?
mess with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe they don't want
I
to mess
don't.
with that.
I don't blame him. I
Because I
don't.
heard Kenny Lofton Jr. was going to do it too, right? And he was going to go back to
Yeah,
like I'm like, bro, you probably
I
could
don't
go
know.
play in a Power Five school.
I don't remember what school he was going to, but yeah, he was going to do the same thing. He was
Yeah.
definitely going to do the same
Oof.
thing. Another question I have for you, right? Do you think, like, so now we talk about the players, we're talking about the players who can go back to college. What about the players in the NBA? Now, do you think the players have the control that we think they have? Like, you know how LeBron gets a lot of slack for controlling the team. He gets to pan pick his team. He elevated, he helicopter his way to the top, as they say. Do you think NBA players have that much control?
I feel like they have to.
Yeah.
I feel like they absolutely have. One of my teammates played for the Cavs. He was at South Dakota. He was our point guard. Then he played on that Texas Tech team that went to the national tournament a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
He played on the Cavs. So he was telling me, he's like, yo, certain players in the locker room, like they just talk over the coaches. They walk in and out. Like they don't, he's like, they run everything.
Yeah.
He's like, they run everything. Now that's the locker room. I think the question you're asking is, do they have front office
Front office. Yeah.
power? I feel like if regular players have locker room power, LeBron James gotta have front office power. Like there's
I
no
think
way.
I definitely believe that LeBron James got front office power, and I'm
There's no
also
way he doesn't.
okay with him having front office power.
Same,
Like, you know what I
same.
mean? Because like these organizations make the money off the players, not because they came up
Facts.
with this brilliant scheme to put people in the seats. It's because they have a face and a talent that they're selling. So I think these players should be able to say, "Hey, look, I'm when I'm done with this, my legacy needs to look like this." and y'all not putting the
Yeah.
right guys around me. So either
Yeah.
I'm leaving, or you let me pick them. Which one y'all
I
want?
think the game has gotten more interesting the more power the players have gotten, to be honest with
Mm.
you. Like I wasn't huge on the whole super team thing. Like I wasn't critical of it either. I was somewhere in the middle about it.
Uh-huh.
But I think just like looking historically over the plight of the NBA, the more power that the players have gotten, it's become more interesting. You even get like you get these off-season conversations that happen, and you look up and somebody's over somewhere, and I'm like, it is stimulating our like we're arguing about it. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I think it's ultimately a good thing if they have a little more power.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, I also, when it comes to the super team, just going back to the super team, because that's like the biggest thing, like that knocked that the average casual fan that knocks the players. You had a super team. You had a super team. For me personally, I always enjoyed to see guys have a chance to win. Like when Karl Malone went to the Lakers, I was like, good. Like we seen Karl Malone. We seen him do it. Do his thing on the court. I mean, I shouldn't be mentioning his name. I try not to mention the name on the platform.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
You're right. You're right. Well,
In the height of the Epstein files,
yeah,
maybe we use a
exactly.
different. Maybe use
Let's
a
go
different.
Garnett. Let's go Garnett. Let's go Ray Allen. Garnett, Ray Allen. When those guys, you're seeing those guys battle. When you're seeing those guys battle for their legacy, but come up short. I didn't
Yeah.
mind them going to Boston Celtics. I didn't
No.
mind that at all.
I loved it. I
Yeah,
loved it. I wish I could have seen Vince Carter win more.
yeah.
Like I wish I could have seen Reggie Miller get further.
Facts.
Maybe we
Facts.
didn't have that, the Rumble. We that they had a chance that year. But like, no, I'm with it. I generally enjoy seeing
Mm.
it. But I do understand some of the arguments about how it can make us only start paying attention to one or two teams in the conferences, and
True. True.
it consolidates a little bit, but like I didn't mind it that much.
Yeah. When young athletes, right? Because we basketball is predominantly dominated by black culture, right? When these young athletes, these young men, they look up to these athletes. What do you think they should look at more than just them winning championships?
Oh, this is such a great question. Oh my God. Because I feel like the Michael Jordan fans have somehow changed how we talk about the sport as a whole. Because the only argument that they were going to have over LeBron James, who was going to clearly pass him in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, and everything else, was those 6 rings.
Right.
I think, especially like if you're young and you're watching the game, I'm going to sound like every old head coach, but winning plays, man. This is one of the things that I love about watching Wemby. His hand, I know he's got the wingspan, but like
Right.
he is already at his young age figured out how to get his hands everywhere. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
Winning plays, it's fun to watch. Like
Right.
I love to see guys getting on the floor. I love to see them in the passing lanes. I love to see them, sacrificing and stuff like that. And like I think Teague also made this point. Like if you try to go to the league, like the odds are that you're not going to be that guy. I played against John Conchar, who's on the Grizzlies. He was at
Hmm.
IPFW. Conchar wasn't even the guy on IPFW.
Wow.
He was a 3-and-D guy. Conchar makes $9 million a year on the Grizzlies, knocking down threes and playing defense. Like,
Hmm.
if you're gonna make it, you probably gonna make it like that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I love seeing that when the game is on.
No, I agree. I agree. I think kids definitely should look at it in that way. But I also believe that, basketball is definitely like the training ground for the real world too. Like when I
Yeah.
when I say that, I mean, like you're saying, most likely, what you seeing on TV, the guy you like, the one who dropping the points, you're probably not going to be that, at least right away. Same thing
Yeah.
in real life. The stuff that's advertised to us, you might not be that millionaire right away. You might have to
Hmm.
scrape the pot a little. You might have to be a 3-and-D guy in real
Hmm.
life until you work your way up. So I definitely want kids to kind of look at guys like a Patrick Beverly or Klay Thompson. These three, the elite guys who came in who have talent but have to play a role.
No, and I think you're absolutely right. It's also true in real life. I mean, I, going into like the career that I've taken on post basketball in politics and in governance, my first real job was just driving at the time Vice President Harris around,
Oh,
just
really?
driving her driving her places, going in places, getting food for her. Like I was on her advanced staff,
Uh,
right, showing her where things were, printing out her speeches and stuff. And then I very humbly took that role, paid attention, listened, saw the work, like picked up on the game, and now I get to do things like talk about politics on
mhm.
television and talk with her about legislation. But like at one point, I was the driver. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I think it's a metaphor for real life for sure.
Let me ask you this. I mean, we're gonna get back to basketball, but I do want to, try to pry into your journey. Did you ever see yourself when you was driving, Miss Harris, around? Did you see yourself in this position you are in now? Were you planning for this? Or was it just something like, yeah, I got a job. I'm happy to just be in the field that I want to be in?
I think I was always like a big dream guy.
Hmm.
I always was like, yeah, it's gonna be more than this.
Right.
So I think like I carried, I don't want to say ego, but like I think I definitely carried a confidence about myself of like, you know, I if I get the right opportunities, I'll be ready for them.
Right.
And hopefully I can grow my career to being more than just the person who is, getting the coffee.
Right.
So yeah, I think I had some big dreams, but it also came with obviously like working hard at my craft and then just like a lot of luck. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like the way I even got connected with then Senator, she was a Senator Harris was it was lucky in a lot of ways too. So
Hmm. Oh
yeah.
man, yeah. I just wanted to touch on that because I know people gonna watch this, and the people who don't know your journey probably think you did a LeBron James a helicopter to the top. So
Mm-mm.
I'm just joking.
Mm-mm.
I'm just some sarcasm there. You mentioned Michael Jordan and his fans. Michael Jordan. I'm a Michael Jordan fan, by the way. But you mentioned Michael Jordan earlier. Do you think that Michael Jordan's like legacy is all about his skill, or do you think it's some perfect timing in there?
I think there's definitely perfect timing in there. I
Mm-hmm.
think first of all, the '90s was like the right time
Mm-hmm.
for a player like Michael Jordan to really
Facts.
hit the sphere. Also, like the NBA, like like really struggled in the early '80s, right before like the Magic Mike or Magic Larry
Bird.
era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the NBA was struggling with ratings, and that brought some of it back. But like Michael kind of came in during a time period where like it was more rife for people to even know that there was a player that talented around. But like if you look at the hip hop revolution that was kind of coming up out of we have hip hop that starts in the South Bronx, right,
Yep.
and then just explodes, and Michael Jordan's shoes become central in hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of wanting to be like Mike that was outside of his
Yeah,
skill. That was outside of
absolutely.
his skill, yeah. But
Yeah,
obviously, like extremely talented, of course. Like,
of course. No,
second best player ever.
yeah, I agree. But I always say, you know, he gets wherever the praise, the popularity that Michael Jordan has, he deserves it. Whether you want to believe he's number two, number one. If he's number one for you, I think he deserves that as well. It's not. That's why it's hard for me to really debate it because it's not like I'm saying he's number five.
Right,
It's one and two. Like okay, it's like
right.
it's probably a slight difference. I probably have my reasons. You have your reasons.
How'd you get to that? How'd you get to Jordan being two? Like, and when did it happen?
Well, good question. That's a great question. For me, I've got a chance to see LeBron's full legacy. Like I went to his high school games, and I was a doubter as well. Like I was a doubter of LeBron. I'm like, he ain't better than Jordan. Of course, it's Jordan, right? But seeing him over the years, over the last, I think I became like a real like big LeBron fan, or like at least putting him in number one, right? 2017, because it was like, yo, he never stopped. He's always the top guy, no matter who he plays with. Um, every team he goes to, we think they're going to win. Like we've never
Mm-hmm.
thought that about anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and then I look at his skill set, right? I look at the skill set as far as like being athletic, his ability to pass. I believe you have to actually play basketball at a high, not to be like you have to play at a high level to understand him, but I started to really understand LeBron's game when I started coaching. When I started coaching, when I started playing around.
Mm.
When I was like playing with not older, more advanced players and understand how they see the game. And then when you watch
Hmm.
LeBron, you watch the sacrifices he make rather than shoot the ball 30, 40 times with two people on him, he's making the correct pass. And then as a coach, you want a player like that. Like
Yeah,
that seems like an easier player to coach rather than a player we got to depend on you just to score. And if you're not scoring, we not winning. Versus a
yeah.
versatile player like LeBron. So that's when I want to say like 2016 when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put LeBron ahead of Jordan at this point.
I feel like so, and what you just said was so key. How he makes the right decisions, obviously all throughout the game, but also in clutch time. And I feel like sometimes when we have these conversations, people make it seem like you got to choose one or the other. It's like, well, LeBron makes the right decisions in clutch time, but Michael Jordan is going to get you the points and is going to score in clutch time. As if LeBron James is not the all-time leading scorer and
Right.
one of statistically the clutchest player of all time. So I'm like, you're not even losing this thing that you say you get with other players here. So to me, that's when it started making. I was like, I got LeBron, and I'm from Chicago. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like,
yeah. I was about to ask you that. Like, I was about to ask you the same thing. Like, I mean, you from Chicago. I'm pretty sure Jordan has a big presence over in Chicago.
massive.
And I'm pretty sure you at a bar or you somewhere talking to your friends and you saying, "Nah, LeBron on one." I know you getting some slack for
I didn't used to say it when I was younger.
that.
I was scared. I was like, let me see this thing through. Yeah, no, you Chicago, they still on Mike. And you get it, you understand why. But I think history is gonna be much kinder to LeBron James than the
Mm,
current moment is.
yeah,
Like he's still here,
right,
We can still see, oh, he only had 20. And the crazy part is they'll say, like, oh, he only had 20 last night. Like, bro,
right.
what? Like he's 40, 41,
Before
42
you
years
what?
old. Give it a couple of years, I feel like, even in Chicago, it'll be understood.
Let me ask you this because outside of the off the court for LeBron, he still get people like I'm gonna say LeBron haters. Like LeBron haters, they don't like his son. They don't like the things. Most of this stuff is never really about his skill. It's really about the characteristic traits.
Yeah.
Why do you think that though? Like you know what I mean? Like you would think, and there's a lot of people who look like us, right? Like, and I'm like, wow. Like I listen. He don't got to be your number one, but this hate him on off the court, like his son's in the NBA. That's something you would want to do for your son. I don't give a shit if my son averaged 1 point. If I can pull my son to the NBA, you go into the
For
NBA.
sure.
You know what I mean? Like he's
For
with his
sure.
high school sweetheart. For what we know, he has no like scandals behind it. We for what we know, his friends is on. Like we know they household names: Maverick,
Hmm.
Rich Paul.
Hmm.
That's something you will want to see. You will want. I
Hmm.
feel like
Married his high school sweetheart. You know what
right.
I'm saying?
I feel like you want to celebrate that. Now you don't got to say you're your number one player. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. But to have hate off the court, like yo, his son is not good neither, and I know something going on, and he's doing this.
Hmm.
Why do you think people are like that when it comes down?
Do you remember the Kobe commercial where he was like applauding his haters? Remember
Uh,
it was like his last
was that the
commercial, right
Kanye? Was that
before
the Kanye one?
it was in that time period. It
Okay,
was
okay.
around when he did the Kanye one. He did one where he was conducting his haters. He was like a conductor.
Got you, got you, got you.
I think I think it's fun. I think not for me. I think they're enjoying themselves. I'm gonna be
Right.
honest with you because some of the stuff they're saying, like, it don't even make sense. Like you said, like, of course you will want to put your son on as much as you can. By the way, Bronny's a good basketball player. Like
Facts.
he's a very good
He had
basketball
12
player.
points last night.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
had 12
he's
points.
getting his foot in the kids like 18, 19 years old. Is he getting opportunities other people in his position probably wouldn't get? Maybe, but that's how every corporate company works as well. The sons get opportunities that other people don't get. Like
Facts.
y'all new here or something. But to answer your question, I think it's fun. I think it
Mm,
stimulates conversation. I think the barbershops are always lit because you always got one person who's going to ignore reality
right.
and say something crazy about LeBron James, honestly, because there's no other logical reason,
Yeah.
you know?
My my logic for this is I think they just mad he went off script. I think I think there's a sports story for everyone. Like, they want to see the underdog overachieve. Um, and LeBron was there. Most people who I talk to, they say, yo, I was a big LeBron fan until he went did that Miami Heat thing. And I look at the whole thing, right? Like I saw it, so they say like Jordan wouldn't had done that. But I go look at Jordan contracts, right? Jordan had an 8-year rookie contract. Then he tried another, I believe, another 7 year until he like had to retire and all the other stuff. Players didn't have a lot of choices back then.
Yeah.
I think LeBron James just took advantage of his choices. But it goes to those things where you look at it where people just don't like when you go off script.
I think it depends on who, because when you originally asked me the question, you said it'd be people that look like us. When I say I think that it's just fun, I'm talking about people that look like us. I think for people who don't look like us, I think you're absolutely right.
Right.
I think that the NBA and all professional sports and college sports for that matter is set up for these very talented black athletes to come in this system, not buck this system, make very prominent, rich white folks some money.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call it what it is. These are the
Mm-hmm.
owners of the teams. These are the governors, what they call themselves now. Make
Mm-hmm.
them some money. Don't be too loud. Don't be too political. And like, let's call it what it is. Michael Jordan played that. He played that game. You know,
Yep.
he did speak up about a lot of issues that folks wanted to speak up on. I'm not. You people will decide whether he should or shouldn't have. The answer though is that he didn't,
All right.
and he didn't really rock the boat, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, LeBron came and rocked the boat, and that's a level of confidence that a lot of black men, when they exhibit it in the real world, it gets pushed back time and time again, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But man, you know, the All-Star weekend is coming up. And do you have a favorite All-Star game?
I'm gonna be basic and say the ones where they all wear their home jerseys. That one was kind of
Yeah,
fire. That one was
I
kind of
just made a whole
fire.
clip. I just made a clip about that. I'm gonna post it today, but go ahead. Do
It was
do you have a
fire.
year? Do you have a year? 'Cause I
You
know
know, this wasn't a good game, but it
mhm.
made me so emotional. It was Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki's last All-Star game.
So that was what, 2007,
It was like
17,
nine. Was it like
19?
yeah? It was around
Yeah,
then.
yeah, it wasn't 16 because they was just competing for a championship.
It
Um,
wasn't a good game, but it was just I felt like I was saying goodbye to my childhood. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like seeing Dirk hit the last couple. Yeah, that one made me emotional. That
yeah,
got me.
yeah.
What about
That
you?
for me it'd be 2001. Yeah, 2001. They
Cole?
had
Kobe Spurs?
no, that was out. That wasn't Kobe's first. Kobe was first was like 96 or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
right. He was yeah. One of
Yeah.
them.
2001, it was they came back from like 20 points. Allen Iverson, I believe, was the leading scorer or the MVP of that game. But it was down, it was like 13-0 at one point. And the West was stacked, but they had Stephon Marbury, Vince
Stephon
Carter,
Starbury.
Allen
Yeah.
Iverson, and they was just going crazy. I made a clip about it. I'm posted today. But
I
that was
forgot about Stephon Marbury. He was a
he was
bucket.
tough, bro. He
He
was
was tough.
that was a year that was like that era where like 6'2" and underguards is flourishing.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
tall are you,
Yeah.
by the way? Because you keep saying a big guard. How tall are you?
I'm 6'5".
Oh shit, yeah, you a big guard, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you a big
Yeah.
guard. Yeah, you
Mhm.
was a well, you when did you graduate again? Oh,
High school,
college?
college would have been in 2017, 2018,
Oh,
2017.
okay, okay. You wasn't that much of an anomaly back then. Like I feel like
No, no, it was a concept. That's what I'm saying. Like there were big guards. We already
yeah,
had there were some big guards. It wasn't like it was early enough where you had to put me at the two or three.
yeah. 'Cause I feel like I remember when Sean Livingston was called like me and Sean Livingston in the same class. I remember he came out 6'6" point guard. That was like crazy. Like yeah, that was like so rare. Like it was Magic Johnson, obviously Anthony Hardaway, and then you
Mm-hmm.
start hearing it like Sean Livingston. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was you didn't really hear too many point guards being like 6'5", 6'6" coming in.
I didn't really start watching Magic until I was in high school because I was short my whole life. So AI was my guy. You know, I wanted to be
Yeah,
like
everyone
Allen
wanted to be like him.
Iverson. And then I grew like out of nowhere. And then I was like, oh, I gotta start watching these big guards. So I
Mm.
started trying to play like Magic a little bit, trying to,
Let me ask you a question. So if I'm gonna give you a skills bag, right?
okay.
And I'm gonna give you six skills, and you tell me which one you would take to like represent your game. We could play it like it's 2K. Like you can, it might not be something you had, but something you wanted.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we
Something
say,
else. Okay. Okay. Okay.
you know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we go
Yeah.
ball
Yeah.
handling, one,
Okay.
shooting,
Okay.
defense,
Shooting off the dribble or catch and shoot?
catch and shoot. Only catch and
Okay.
shoot. Only
Okay.
catch and
Okay.
shoot.
Okay.
So ball handling, catch and shoot, uh, defense,
Hmm.
setting screens,
Hmm.
block shots, or rebounds.
And I got to pick
You got to
how
pick.
many?
Let's
Three?
go. No, let's go two. Three, too easy.
Two?
Let's go two.
I'm a. I'm gonna go defense. Trying to get on the
Defense.
court. Trying to get on the
There
court.
you
Yeah, I'm trying
go.
to play. And then uh you may say passing.
Oh, I should have put
Let's
passing in there.
see. Yeah, I'm gonna go 3 and D. I'm gonna go
Three
three
a
and D.
day? Ah,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. There's always room for you if you're a 3 and D guy.
Yeah, there's
They'll
always
throw
room
you
for
in
you.
somewhere.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. I totally agree. I probably for me, I'm gonna go defense. Um, I mean it's just catch and shoot though. Um, hmm, damn. I mean I think it's easy just to say shooting, but no, I can still I could be a Rondo. I could be Rondo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ball handler.
yeah. Ball hand. We get to the basket. We get
What
guys
was your
open.
game like? What was your
Yeah,
game?
a
Is that what
slasher.
your game was?
That's exactly what my game was like.
Okay.
Slasher, defense, streaky
Okay.
shooter.
Streaky. Okay.
Very yeah,
Okay.
very streaky shooter. But other than that, yeah, I'm an open court guy. I think I went through the same thing you went through when it came
Mm.
to schools. School recruited me. They told me we was going to play like the We Believe Warriors. So, I'm thinking like we're gonna be, I'm gonna be in the open court, which is where I flourish. But once I got there, we had all these half court sets, Princeton offense type of thing. So
Mm.
I had to find my 10 to 12 points from on the defensive end and get into the basket
Hmm.
on fast breaks. But
Adversity.
yeah,
It'll put
yeah,
you
yeah,
college basketball will put you through it for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Next question I have for you. I'm looking at because I put these in my phone here. Top five. Who's your top five players? I know you got Jordan. I know the LeBron, Jordan. Who's the other three?
Yeah. Ooh. It's hard. It's hard to not put Magic in there. Like you said, coming in. Well, no, actually, you were talking about Melo, but like, seeing what Magic did his rookie year, I felt like for me, adding that in with the rest of his career, I think Magic's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I got. Do I have Duncan in there? I think I got Duncan in there too. I think you got to have Duncan in there.
You do, not me.
I think no.
No,
What?
no, bro.
I
No.
feel like Duncan gotta be in there. He did play in the system though.
Yeah, that's why I'll tell you why I'll have him in there, but go ahead. I'll let you.
I think I gotta put Duncan in there. Maybe that's crazy. Let me see. Duncan, Magic. Damn, I only get one more. Me personally, I'm not putting Kareem in there, bro. I'm not doing it. I might get cooked, but I'm not putting Kareem in there. I'll go Shaq before Kareem. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
I'm with you on it. I'm with you with Shaq. I'm with you with Shaq.
Yeah. Why you
Uh,
not putting Duncan in there? I want to hear
you
about it.
know, just for that reason, right? Like I'm a person who like raw talent. I think
Yeah.
Duncan was really good. He did 4 years at Wake Forest. He was blessed to go into a system with the Spurs. He was the system. Everybody says that, but he's the only superstar who I can say that averaged no more than 22 points to win. Um, so that takes away from him being at least in the top five. He's in the top 10. But I wouldn't
He
put him.
was so relentless, though. He
He,
was so
he was
relentless. You
good.
don't remember Duncan? You don't
No,
remember?
I
In,
like. I got Kevin Garnett before him. I got yeah, like I mean, you go look at
that's a
you
that's
look
a
at
hot take.
you go look at Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan's head-to-head matchup is identical, but Kevin Garnett came from high school. Kevin Garnett was raw talent. I might
He
even
went to
put
Farragut.
Giannis. There's days I'm putting Giannis in front of him. Duncan.
Oh, okay. So you wilding. All right, all right.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah,
So you
I,
wilding. You wilding.
I, but
You
listen,
got Giannis in front of Duncan.
I like the open court stuff that Giannis does. I like that Giannis plays like a power forward, hour one on my team. That's how I try to rank players.
If you would have said Jokic, I would have maybe agree with you. But
Jokic is center.
Giannis,
Jokic is center.
yeah. But we just talking about better. Who's better?
I like him. I
I
like
feel you.
his
I feel you on the
versatility.
system, though. I mean, but I think the same points you could take away from Duncan for having Pop, you probably could take away from Michael for having, Phil. Probably
Yeah,
LeBron's never had a coach. No offense, to the folks that have been in the back. But you know what I'm saying? Spoelstra is great, but like we're not
That's
putting Spoelstra in the conversations with Phil Jackson.
like
You know?
exactly. So, but
Yeah.
that's why one of the reasons why Michael Jordan is number two.
Okay.
I
Okay.
should, to be
That's
honest with you,
intellectually consistent.
I'll even go like I'll even say this. I would put Kobe ahead of Jordan if he didn't copy if it wasn't a copy and paste style for him. Like I think
Wait, why? Why?
because Kobe played against tougher competition. Was Kobe showed more versatility when it came to scoring. Uh, when it like being able to handle the basketball, being able to do the things he was doing. I'm gonna put Kobe ahead of Jordan.
I'm not. I'm not vibing with this take.
You
Kobe took
know,
a lot of bad shots and
he
shot a
took a lot
terrible
of bad
percentage
shots.
from the
He took a lot.
three.
So did
He shot
Jordan though.
like third. Yeah,
But you
Jordan.
know,
Jordan
you
didn't
know,
really shoot the three for real though. Like
that's because
Kobe
that
was.
wasn't the era though. That wasn't the era they was in. They could actually do stuff like that. It was like think about it. Larry Bird was considered a sniper, a 3-point shooter. He only averaged 1.2 threes a game.
Yeah, like 1 or 2 a game. Yeah. Kobe was just hard to play with, though. I feel like Kobe
I
made
agree.
he made a lot of guys' lives difficult. And I'm not even talking about the caricature of the Kwame Browns and the Smush Parkers. I'm talking about guys that wanted to play with him. It was tough playing with Kobe Bryant.
But
Like,
but same thing out here with Jordan though. You go look at the Last Dance. They guys made it seem like it was hard to play with Michael Jordan as well. And again though, like for me, Jordan still had a Kobe, but if Kobe would have had his own style, I think Kobe tried to mimic Jordan to the T.
he
Even how
did.
he handled his teammates. That's
Yeah.
what put Kobe at 4 for me when it comes to top fives. My top five is LeBron, Jordan, Shaq, Kobe, and Durant.
Durant?
Yes, bro. I'm put. Look, I'm not. How are you? So what's your what's the word I'm looking for? Your
Criteria?
criteria. Yes. What's your criteria?
You know, it's a good. I don't know if I have it, but I can tell you Durant probably not making a crack in my top five. When I make my criteria, I can't have Durant in there. You
Yeah,
know what? I
bro.
do hate how we take away from his ring. He has rings, and that is, if I'm not gonna hate on the super team, I gotta give Durant his credit, but I don't
He was also the
know.
guy on that super team.
He
I'm talking
was the
about
guy.
a 7 foot like a 7 foot goal. We never seen nothing like it. That I'm just a talent person. Like I'm yes, you gotta have some rings. Like, right? Like I can't throw McGrady in there. I want to Allen
Right,
Iverson,
right.
my favorite player. He my favorite player, but before LeBron. Just is LeBron, then Jamal Crawford. But at the end of the
Oh.
day, I can't put those two guys in there because they didn't make enough impact than the other guys before them. But I- but
Mm,
but Allen Iverson, like I like talent. I just believe in talent.
mm.
I think winning is situational.
The only person on that list that I really would be afraid to, I really don't know if he plays both sides of the ball is KD though. Like,
True.
I don't know if KD plays both sides of the ball. And I feel like if I thought about it hard enough, I could get us another person that could play both sides of the ball.
Well, he teeters between now Kevin Durant. I just Kevin Durant teeters between Hakeem Olajuwon.
I'll give you that. I feel like wherever Hakeem Olajuwon is, I feel like that's where KD is,
That
honestly. And
yeah. So
Hakeem got one and KD got two, but in my head, he really only got his two equal one in my head. that's,
do you
that's
have
what it,
do you have any underrated players that you think like people didn't appreciate their game when they was playing, or even you can even say someone now.
honestly, no, I think you said it. I think it was Tracy McGrady.
Yeah.
I don't think these kids know. I don't think they really know.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't really see T Mac. T Mac was a problem.
Definitely. Definitely.
Like a problem. I showed my little cousin the 13 points in 34 seconds. It blew his mind. Like
Yeah.
I think it's got to be him because we still talk about AI. We don't talk about T Mac as much as we should. I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. I mean, because T Mac for me growing up, I remember he was on the Raptors. You didn't know what to make of him. He's 6'9", he's a guard,
Yeah.
whatever, like right. But then he became like, he went to the Magic, and it was like, yo, who is this? Yo, he
Different.
different, bro. So, I mean, he was obviously hindered by injuries, but
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think you're right. I mean, I believe you're right. He don't get talked about enough. He don't get talked
Yeah.
about enough. He's one of my guys who the what if guys for sure.
I think Grant Hill's my what if guy,
Hmm.
but I put T Mac up there too. I mean, we got to see. I mean, that Rockets team with him and Yao Ming was fun though. Like that was a good time.
Mm, I agree. Do you
But we
have any
didn't really
top,
get to see Grant Hill at all. What'd you say?
do you have any top fives right now?
Top fives right now. Let's see. I mean, obviously Shea's probably in there.
Hmm.
Jokic, of course. I think he's has an undeniable game. I still got Giannis in my top five right now.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I
got him
mean,
up there.
rightfully so.
Yeah, I know people kind of back and forth on that. Say who else would I put in there? I'm liking what I'm seeing from Anthony Edwards
Okay.
personally.
I was about to say no Black Americans, huh? No, I'm joking.
I don't like what. Yo, listen, I'm still going there. I just watched the Olympics. I know Bron got it in him. He be acting like he didn't just do what he just did in the Olympics, man.
Right.
Bron's still in my top five.
I ain't never wrong with that. I like that top five. SGA, Jokic. I got Wemby.
He's gonna be there.
He's
He's gonna
gonna
be
be
there.
there.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just such a talent guy, but I think I can't turn the coaching part off. Like I can't. I'm not a
Mm.
like. See, for me, like I'm probably the worst to watch basketball with. Like last night, I was watching. I believe Iowa State, and they were playing against someone, and I kept rewinding this play. Like I kept rewinding this
Mm.
play, this inbound play, where it was a rescreen, and I'm like, and I was going to like clip it up, but then I lost it because my TV got tired of me rewinding it. But
Mm.
but yeah, I just can't turn the coaching part off when I watch basketball. So I just
That's good that you're still like your skills, like you have so much reverence for the skill side, but obviously, like as a coach, like you know the set side too, because I feel like sometimes players become coaches and then forget how important just the skills side is. You know what I mean?
right.
Like
Hmm.
let these kids, you recruited these kids for a reason. Like we got the sets and we know you smart, but let them hoop a little bit. You know what I mean? So
No,
I
that's
like
fact.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Before we close out here, let me ask you this, man. As a full-time pollster, excuse me, and black activist, you've been featured in major platforms and received notable recognition. What's the biggest misconception about you?
That I'm a Democrat.
Hmm.
And that's true. I don't consider myself to be a Democrat. I think when they talk about me on TV, they frequently say that I'm a Democrat. I don't strongly belong to any political party. I tell people when they ask me, what's your political affiliation, or are you progressive or leftist or conservative? I always say I'm black. I'm black. Look at a policy and tell me if it's going to help black people, then I'll support it.
Mm,
And I don't care who drafted it up. I'm going to tell people to vote for it. And so I think that's the one I hear the most that is a misconception about myself.
mm. Okay. What's your greatest achievement
My greatest
in your
achievement.
career right now? I mean, you have a lot of them.
um, I think I'll say this most recent, the NAACP awards. I just got nominated for an Image Award. We'll
Mm,
see if I win it. But yeah, just knowing that I'm gonna be like nominated with Dave Chappelle and SZA, Michael B. Jordan, and all these folks, and the NAACP obviously has such a long history in
mm,
protecting Black America and setting the stage for us to be smart and talented and achieve. For them
mm.
to acknowledge the work that I've been doing means a lot to me. So I would say that.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm about to ask you. How you feel about that? Like being on the same ballot as Dave Chappelle. There's so many historic people in our culture. How did you ever see yourself like that kid in Chicago? Did you ever see yourself in this position as far as
Not when I was a
name?
kid, no.
No?
I wasn't when I was a kid, it was all basketball. It was all
Uh-huh.
basketball. But I definitely saw myself doing something that I felt would impact my community. I thought it would be through sports,
Hmm.
but I always saw myself doing something that I could kind of bring back to the west side of Chicago. And, the conditions that I grew up in, I remember thinking like, everybody, there's no way that we supposed to be living like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're defunding our resource or the resources in our community. And so I always wanted to do something about that. So
So, and my last question for you. We talked about basketball being a training ground for the real world. How's basketball scooped you? How's basketball been a training ground for you?
everything that I am today started at a lesson that I learned on the court or just in basketball, like in those spaces. And this is probably true of most sports. Probably a lot of football guys will tell you the same, like toughness, grit, resilience,
Hmm.
um, figuring out how to make a way even when folks tell you ain't no way, bouncing back.
Hmm.
These are all skills that like you learn as an athlete, you learn on the court. Also, just like I don't mean to make it seem like it's a cold world, but like, there's something about playing at the Division 1 level. Like it's a job. You're on your own. Like
Hmm.
you're taking up space. You're a scholarship that they could be using.
Right.
If they can't feel like they can't use it, you don't try to get rid of you. And
Fact.
like the very cold nature of that, and having to man up at a young age and figure that out, I think I developed skills that I still use in my career today. So
Good for you, man.
yeah,
Good for you. Well, man, listen, brother. I'm rooting for you, brother. I'm rooting for you. I love everything you're doing, man. I keep up the good work. Keep inspiring. Keep motivating. That's what it's about, man. I always wanted to talk. Always wanted to talk to you, man. I'm glad we did this. We sat down and did this,
hell
man.
yeah,
It means a lot,
hell yeah.
bro. It means a
It means a
lot.
lot to me too. I love, as I said many times, I love your page. I love your very unique perspective on some of these things, and I'm just honored to be on the platform. So appreciate you, my guy. We got to
Like,
get up if I'm ever in LA.
absolutely, absolutely, man. Let me close out and just stay on. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit, but let me just close out real quick. There you have it. Another amazing interview on Score Society channel. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.